All right. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the USA Technologies two-tier pricing webinar. I am Adrian Austin, Product Marketing Manager here at USAT, and today we'll be focusing on ways operators can boost revenue in your cashless equipped machines. Thank you all for joining. Before we get started, I wanted to provide some basic guidance for the webinar today. You'll notice on the right side of the screen here is the GoToMeeting questions box. Here you can list any questions that you have for our speakers today, and at the end of the presentation, we'll take the time to answer as many of them as we can get through, so feel free to post questions at any time. Today's webinar is presented by Bunny Proof, our Director of Inside Sales here at USAT, and Amy Seymour, our Senior Strategic Accounts Manager. So Bunny and the small and medium business sales team here at USAT specialize in helping customers make the most profitable decisions for their business. Bunny has almost 25 years in sales and analytic experience in medical and technology-related fields. Outside of her 25 years in sales, Bunny has gained a unique perspective from her multiple prior positions, including a night auditor, realtor, bartender, and even a large jar candle maker at Yankee Candle Company. Welcome, Bunny.
Thank you.
And going on with the introductions here for Amy. Amy has been working at USAT for over 21 years and is currently the Senior Strategic Accounts Manager. Prior to moving to the Strategic Accounts team in 2017, she managed the USAT help desk and probably may have helped out some of the people on the line with any of their device issues. In her current role, she supports USAT strategic customers with an emphasis on providing them with all the statistical data they need for managing their business. She also trains for and supports all the customers using the USAT loyalty program. Amy, thanks for joining us.
Hi, everyone. Thank you.
All right, so in this webinar, we're going to be doing a few things. First, we're going to start by quickly going over some of the new stuff happening at USAT. And then Bunny will jump into some of the challenges associated with cashless payments that we see many operators facing today. From there, we will dive into how two-tier payments can help reduce or even eliminate some of these challenges that we will talk about. And after that, we will go through some common questions that we've heard about two-tier pricing surrounding it. And Amy will also then walk us through a revenue analysis of a case study that we've done on a group of the USAT-equipped operators. And lastly, Bunny and Amy will open it up for some questions that have been asked during the presentation. All right, so what's new here at USAT? Short answer is a lot. You may have heard in the news that there's recently been a big acquisition. USAT acquired Cantaloupe Systems at the start of November. I myself used to be on the team at Cantaloupe. Now I'm excited to be part of the USAT family. So both companies have now joined forces to provide the industry's best solution in cashless to vending management systems and beyond. And that's really exciting that we can see both these systems come together for the first time, really bringing the first enterprise-wide platform for unattended retail that we've seen in the market. So from both sides of the team, we're very excited to come together as one company. And next, before we jump into the challenges that we're seeing right now with some of our cashless operators, I wanted to go through a quick run-through of some of our cashless hardware. So as you may know, if you've been a customer of Cantaloupe before, with our Seed cashless device, and of course the ePort line if you've been on the USAT side. But what's really exciting now, as we're coming together as one company, is now both devices are going to be available and visible and manageable all in one platform within Seed. So if you have some Seed devices that you've been having to manage on one platform and some ePorts on the other, that's going to be coming together, and that is together now within Seed to being able to manage in one place. So like I said, something we're excited for. We can manage the great, amazing capabilities of the G10 with new Apple VAS capability, as well as the ePort with some of the on-screen capabilities that we have there. And it's pretty excited for how these two product lines are coming together. Anyway, that's enough from me. Why don't I now turn this over to Bunny to start us off on the presentation and talk us through some of the challenges that we've seen some cashless operators facing. Bunny?
Thank you. Hi, guys. Generally, when you guys call me and talk about your challenges in being an operator and you're wanting to deploy cashless, there are definitely some pain points there for you. A lot of you have told me that you're either losing sales, you're having trouble selling higher ticket items, or perhaps your customer, most frequently, your customer is demanding cashless be put on your machines. So what we see and what all of my sales team will work with you on is that you need to access your customers with however they want to pay. So when you put on cashless, you can see revenue increase for sure. Millennials will start using your machines. People who are used to using either card or mobile payment. Anybody who would be buying, say, a higher ticket item, say $2, $3 or more, effectively would be able to transact, not necessarily with cash, but with a card reader. As you could see with this machine we have right here, with your cash machines, you may see this more frequently than you think. You see all the products in there? Most of those products are higher ticket items. And without a card reader, that's what we find does happen. Those higher ticket items aren't purchased. So one of the solutions that we've developed to help customers recoup some of their costs for cashless is two-tier pricing. That has actually made the difference for a lot of our consumers. They can see revenue increase, and it is the easiest way to deploy. So I want you to all kind of think about this situation. I know you've all experienced it one way or another. When you go to the gas pump and you pump gas and you swipe a card at that gas pump, that you're paying say however many, $3.23 or whatever per gallon. Most of you can walk into the gas station and actually pay in cash and pay less per gallon. Effectively, when you've done that, that's kind of what two-tier pricing is, only in the vending space. So part of our solution is the two-tier pricing. This would allow you to do the same thing that those guys at the gas pump do. It would allow you to effectively choose 2 different prices for your vending machines. So when you enable two-tier pricing, you effectively keep the pricing the same in the control board that you currently have. That is your cash price. Secondly, you would change the labeling at the end of the row, okay? So you would actually change the labeling to 5 or 10 cents higher. Then when that is changed, you ask us to enable two-tier pricing. We enable two-tier pricing. So effectively, those who swipe a card pay the higher price that they perceive versus paying cash where they get a perceived cash discount. In that picture that you're seeing right there, you'll see cash purchases are discounted 10 cents per item. The reason why we actually frame the label this way, 2 reasons. First of all, your customers don't like to pay a fee. Second of all, they would rather get a discount. The lower price actually affects those who are paying in cash. So it really is for those who swipe a card and who are paying with mobile app, they're looking at the ePort. The ePort will effectively represent the actual price they will pay, which is the 10-cent higher price they pay, but we don't say it's 10 cents higher. You just get a discount for cash. So that's what we found is the easiest way to reflect it on the machine. We have also found that this is the most frictionless way to do it with your customers, because consumers who use cards and mobile phones for payment really don't care about 10 cents. These are the folks who estimate. They round up whenever they use a card or whenever they use mobile phone, the guys who are putting cash in your machine are literally counting nickels and dimes. But those who are swiping cards or using mobile phones, they don't spend $1.65 when they buy a drink. I spent around $2 at the machine, and they almost always round up. So understand that definitely that perception is okay with consumers who use mobile phone and card. What that effectively does, that 5 or 10 cents that you implement using two-tier pricing, is it covers your cost at the very least for processing. It is very easy to implement this. You can contact your salesperson, email our customer support team, and say, hey, turn on two-tier pricing for all of my machines, or you can actually select which machines you'd like to turn on two-tier pricing for. We'll go ahead and mail you some labels that you could go ahead and put on your machine, and then we'll be able to enable it fairly quickly with a very, very simple update to your device. So some common questions that we come across when we are enabling two-tier pricing is, how much can you charge for a cashless purchase in two-tier? Basically, with our system, it's 5 or 10 cents. We are actually capped by the card processors at 10 cents for transactions, and that is what the card processors have dictated. We find that that actually is the most frictionless amount, 10 cents. Consumers don't care so much, and it does cover your processing costs. The setup process is very simple. Just shoot an email or give us a call. And as far as extra costs are concerned, there are none. This is already part of the service that we currently provide to you through your USA Live portal. Lastly, is it worth your time to implement? Absolutely. In the 6 years of sales roll-ups, individual sales roll-ups of customers that I've been working with in two-tier pricing, 98% of the time, two-tier pricing covers the processing costs and starts to eat into some of those monthly service fees as well. So I can't express this enough, and I tell this to every new operator. So if there are any guys who've been in the vending business for a long time on this call, you absolutely should consider two-tier pricing as part of your business strategy. Whether you implement it on all your devices or just some, it will help cover your costs. And it is, quite frankly, especially by the millennials and those who use cards, it is accepted and almost expected. A lot of you have asked over the years about analytics on two-tier pricing. I'm going to turn this presentation now over to Amy Seymour to discuss some of these analytics that we can now provide to you on two-tier. Amy?
All right. Hello, everyone. So what we're going to take a look at here, because we've been running two-tier on so many of our customers' machines for an extended period of years now, we do have a very deep analysis that we've done to try to see what two-tier can actually do. Bunny showed you how easily you can implement two-tier at your machines. I'm going to show you how easily we can go ahead and actually then make sure that that revenue is making sure it pays for itself. Stop that. There we go. All right, so let's get going here. So we took a sample of 185,000 total machines in our population of customer devices. Now, of those, we found that 67% of those had two-tier pricing actually set at the machine itself. Now, we know that the average yearly cashless cost for most of our ePort devices is going to be around $180 per year. So that's what you're going to be paying us in both processing and service fees to run that ePort across the board. You can see that total 67%, that 124,000 machines. What we found was, on average, those 124,000 machines were increasing revenue by $135 per machine. So you can see that would be covering your processing fees in and of itself, And then, as Bunny said previously, then also chipping in against those monthly service fees. So they're going to contribute to your bottom line as soon as you enable two-tier on the machine. And when we looked at the top 100,000 performing machines, they were increasing by over $200 on an annual basis. So you can see that would be actually even generating a little bit of profit for you over and above the processing and service fees that you'd be paying us for that device. So on your highest performing machines, it absolutely makes sense to have two-tier enabled. It's really just going to improve your bottom line and really move the needle on the revenue that we're providing you with against your devices. All right, I think I'll hand it back over to Bunny, and we'll get going.
Great. Just in time of our with our two-tier pricing discussion, we do have a limited time ePort promotion we're running until the end of June 30th. It is a buy 5, get 1 free. A lot of you have been asking for, hey, when are you going to give us free device? So here you go. Here it is. Buy 5, get 1 free. You notice it's not in BOGO. It's Befogo. I'm sure you guys will love eating that up and calling me about that one. It applies to our G10 device only. Please contact your sales rep or me for terms and conditions. And there's our 800 number. That is our 800 sales line. It'll go directly to Jasmine, my administrative assistant, who will be sure to get you to your sales rep, who'll be able to assist you with this promotion. And I think now we're going to go on to some possible questions that we have.
Awesome. Yeah, thanks a lot, Bunny. Thanks for breaking down the presentation for us. So for the questions, let me start off one that we received in. Can we only receive, or can we only charge up to 10 cents extra for cashless purchases?
Yes, we are capped at 10 cents by the card processing associations, predicated on the rates that you're being charged right now. We find that it is the most frictionless amount, that consumers really don't care much about 10 cents, but it does cover your processing costs. So 10 cents is the high cap on that.
Got it. All right. Next is, do I have to change price at every row? So I think this is, do you have to go and change the labels at each one of your machines once you go and implement two-tier pricing?
It is definitely recommended that you change the pricing at the end of the row. That effectively is the perceived pricing. So I walk up to the machine, I take a look, and I go, all right, that candy bar is $1.35. I swipe my card, the ePort receives the price you've programmed at $1.25 as the cash price from the control board. The ePort adds 10 cents on, or Seed device adds 10 cents on. And I look at the card reader itself, and it says $1.35. So I'm swiping it. I'm paying the price I see. Now, I'm now a cash purchaser. I walk up to the same machine. I go, $1.35. I go to put cash in the validator or coins in the coin mech, and I put in, and I see there's a label there that says, oh, cash purchases will receive a 10-cent discount. Oh, that's cool. So I only have to pay $1.25. That is the best way of deploying it for sure.
Got it. All right. And I think one is, do you need to implement on all my machines? I think you answered that earlier, that no, correct, you can implement on select. It's device-based, so it's only the ones you don't have to do to batch all of your devices?
Correct.
All right. And then, all right, the last question we have then is, how do we get labels? Can I print my own labels?
You can certainly print your own labels if you wish. They're your machines. We, however, have some very nice ones made for you, and we could just send them out to you for free. Very simple. We definitely recommend the phrasing. That is the approved phrasing by the Card Processing Association on those labels. And they're nice and clean and neat. If you need any, just contact your salesperson. We'll be happy to get some in the mail to you.
All right, another question just came in is back regarding the cap on the 10 cents, which is asking essentially why do we have the 10-cent cap, and is this a USAT imposed restriction, or is this on credit card processor?
This is on the credit card processors. Credit card processing, basically, Amy could probably go into this a little bit more in detail, but we receive VPP or Visa Preferred pricing for processing your card transactions. That preferred pricing in the small ticket space keeps the processing rates nice and low at approximately 6 cents per transaction, or 6 cents per dollar, about just 5.95% or so. So they dictate to us that it can't be more than 10 cents because two-tier pricing is really meant to cover processing costs. That being said, we've already kind of proven that it does cover a little bit more than that. Does that sound about right, Amy? Because that's been my understanding all along.
Yeah, ultimately, the card associations, meaning Visa, MasterCard, American Express, they're the ones that dictate that 10-cent cap to us. So that is the maximum that we're basically allowed to do, as Bunny said, under our processing pricing category.
Great. All right, and that is the last question we had. So I want to give another big thank you to Bunny and Amy for jumping on as presenters today. We really appreciate you taking your time. And also thank you everyone else that joined the presentation today for taking your time to come and learn some more things about two-tier pricing. As we said in the announcement email, we'll be sending out a recording of this presentation to everyone that registered. And we hope you enjoyed the presentation today and look forward to seeing you again on future webinars. All right, thank you very much.
Thank you all.
Thanks, everyone. Take care.